A very good afternoon to one and all. I, Ruby Gill, welcome all the attendees and our prestigious speakers on behalf of lovely professional university for today's webinar on the topic Benefits of Optic Engineering After 10th. So attendees today will savor a feast of knowledge from our revered speakers. So allow me to introduce them. Dr. Laviraj Gupta, the Pro Vice Chancellor, lovely professional university. He's a leading light in the field of technical and higher education in the country. His research-focused approach and an insightful, innovative intervention of technology in education has won him much accolades and laurels. He holds a PhD in bioinformatics. He did his MTech in computer-aided design and interactive graphics from IIT Kanpur. Having flair for endless learning, he has done more than 50 plus certifications and specializations from University of California at Irvine, Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania, Deep Learning AI, and Google Machine Learning Group. His research interests are in the areas of robotics, mechatronics, bioinformatics, Internet of Things, AI, and ML using TensorFlow and gamification. Talking about his accolades and laurels, in 2001, he was appointed as Assistant Controller Technology, Ministry of IT, Government of India by the Honorable President of India in the Office of Controller of Certifying Authorities. In 2013, he was accorded the role in the National Advisory Board for What I Can Give Mission Kalam Foundation of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. In 2011, he received the MIT Technology Review Grand Challenge Award, followed by the coveted Infosys Infar Makers Award in the year of 2016. And recently, he has also collaborated with Stanford University for a project. He has also been nominated as the chairman to SOCAM North Region Council for Innovation. He has authored 7 books on IoT, mobile robotic platforms, biomedical sensors, and machine learning and data analytics. To his credit, he has 150 plus patents. So, sir, it's a privilege to have you on board with us today. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby. Thank you.
Furthermore, I would like to welcome our industry expert, Mr. Ashutosh A. Mahajan, business strategist, a dynamic professional with an experience of 30 years as a business strategist with multinational companies in industrial verticals catering to bicycle manufacturing and marketing, e-bike solutions, international outsourcing initiatives for United States of America. To his credit, he is a proud member of Corporate Advisory Board of Dillman Delicacies, a wine city project, and also to a School of Civil Engineering, lovely professional university. So, sir, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Ji. Thank you.
Additionally, I would like to welcome our admission expert, Ms. Rachna Bajaj, Senior Assistant, lovely professional university. So, attendees today, she'll give you an insight of eligibility, fee, and scholarship, which I'm sure will make you save a lot of money. And in addition to that, she'll also be discussing about the infrastructure part of the university. So, thank you, ma'am, for joining us. And with this, we'll begin today's webinar. So, over to you, Dr. Laviraj Gupta, sir, for the content of the day.
All right. A very good afternoon to everybody present here. See, coming 20-25 minutes, I'll be talking about, as the theme of the seminar goes, that why an individual should get admitted to or pursue a diploma program, a program which is a beginning of the career in engineering after 10th class. The basic intent of this dialogue would be that I'll be talking about that why and how stepping into the engineering program after 10th would make you better prepared for your future. Then we'll be talking about that what kind of privileges, what kind of niche you are going to get if you are going to get admitted and pursue your diploma program after 10th in engineering. We'll then talk about that what LPU would have technically in store for you if you are pursuing your program, the diploma program from LPU. And then finally, I'll be talking about some outcomes or success stories of the students who started their career earlier. The basic intent of this dialogue is that why engineering is to be taken up after 10th class. The very basic principle or the very basic answer to this why would be that you are going to start early so that you stay ahead in the curve. If your friends who continue doing their 11th and 12th in the school and then they get admitted to an engineering program after 12th class, they will be 3 years behind you in terms of understanding of the basic engineering processes, and most importantly, they'll be less in skills which you are going to acquire during these 3 years of your diploma program. The entire essence or the entire credo behind that why one should go for an engineering diploma program after 10th is the basic answers are two. One is that you are starting early, hence you are going to stay ahead. The second is you are actually going to focus on the skills which the world is waiting for you outside. Let us talk about skills. Now, see this scenario that there is an aircraft. Now, this aircraft has got multiple people participating in creating this aircraft. There is a designer, an individual who has designed this aircraft. There is an individual who has manufactured or produced this aircraft. There is an individual who has tested this particular aircraft so that it comes into the service. But then there'll always be a need of a skilled individual so that this aircraft flies up and above. Similarly, if there is a machine, maybe a VMC, vertical machining center, or a CNC, or a high-end machine, then there'll be somebody who has designed this machine, somebody who's manufacturing this machine, somebody who has tested this machine before it reaches to a plant, and then there'll be an operator who's going to operate this machine. Now, this operator is just someone who's working on the instructions of the people who are sitting atop, meaning thereby the professionals who have learned how to program this machine for a given set of instructions, how to program this machine to do mass production of a device or a gadget or an object, or to do some very specific operations, very skill oriented operations. This all is designed or this all is programmed by a highly skilled individual. Now, flying an aircraft and designing the programs or creating, curating, and implementing these programs so that, after the program is loaded onto the machine, the operator is just simply, loading and unloading the raw material and the finished product. This is where these skills, they come into picture. I'll give you another example. If you continue, if anybody continues the schooling after 10th class, the more emphasis would be on the theoretical aspects of the thing. You might have some of the component which is there as practicals in the lab, but these practicals which are designed in the lab are just assisting the learnings out of what you have learned inside the classrooms, and would not instill the skill in you. These practicals which you are going to do along with any of the theory would primarily be of what? A supplemental form, and no skill would be imparted. But think of a scenario that when you plan or decide to do your diploma engineering or engineering after 10th, you'll be studying the theoretical aspects as well. You'll be going to the workshop and getting skilled onto various and numerous skills which are required by the industry. Having shown this particular slide, I have made one of the answers very clear, that you are starting early, and when you are starting early, you are staying ahead. Your fellow schoolmates who are going to take up 11th and 12th, they'll be knowing about the practicals or knowing about doing how that particular practical is done. But here you are getting skilled on an high-end kind of a opportunity. If you are into mechanical engineering, then you are not just simply taught the theories behind welding. You'll be given an opportunity to go to a workshop in a welding shop and would use the arc welding or the electric welding or the TIG welding, tungsten inert gas or metal inert gas kind of a welding. Multiple weldings you will do on your own. This is where the skill building comes into picture. If you have taken, chosen the civil engineering program after 10th class, then not only the basic concepts of surveying would be taught to you, you will be taken to the field with high-end equipments like, total stations. These are very high level equipments. You'll be asked to go to the sites actually and to do the surveying. This is where the skilling comes into picture. This is where associative theory and creating not just simply practicals, but associative theory imbibing that skills in you. The world will not talk about what practicals you have done along with the theory. They will always gauge you or gauge set of students that how skilled they are, how well versed they are with any kind of arc welding or gas welding or maybe TIG welding, or how well versed they are in total station and how they can use theodolite or surveying chains to the best of it. Using electronics, you will be doing whole load of circuit building, and this circuit building you'll be doing on breadboards, you'll be doing on PCBs, and you'll be soldering the components on your own. Now you know two things here. One is the theoretical aspects of soldering and the theoretical aspects of building the circuits or networks. The second is going to the electrical or electronics workshop. You will be soldering and creating circuits of your own. If you are into electrical engineering, you will be taken up to the real scenarios of electrical distribution systems, and you will be getting skilled along with the theoretical aspects, that how things or how electrical substation works. You'll be again, I'll repeat, you'll be again ahead of the people who are going to start their engineering after 2 years down the line. If you're into computer science, then people might be studying some part of computer programming in school, and they will be doing some sort of practicals or some sort of code building. But here you'll be building projects end to end. You'll be conceiving a project, you'll be designing a project, you'll be coding a project, you'll be testing a project, and then finally you're going to deploy a particular project. Now, this is where the skill plays the prime role, that you have the skill and the world would welcome you with open arms. It all began with the evolution. The evolution started. I always talk about these slides to people who are wanting to become engineers, that people used common senses to evolve certain things. Earlier, they used to push the huge rocks, then they used common sense and created some rollers, then they converted these rollers into what? Into wheels. The wheels were modified, and presently the wheels are being implemented beneath the space shuttle or beneath a huge aircraft like A380 or something like that. The engineers, even if you are beginning and you are taking a wise decision of starting it after 10th, you need to understand the evolution. The very first industry evolution is when people started using water and steam for production. Then came electrical energy into picture, and then came IT and computers into picture. But today we are into the fourth revolution of the industry, wherein people are talking about digitization of manufacturing. The world for industry 4.0 or upcoming industry 5.0 would need skilled people, would need skill driven people to create newer forms of manufacturing, be it in computer science, be it in electrical, electronics, or civil or mechanical. The world is now wanting people with more skills, and who other than you who have decided to move on to engineering after 10 would be in a better position or a better shape. We at LPU will always think about your future. Hence, we have developed industry relevant skills. We go and talk to the industry, and if industry says today we need more skilled people on CNC or VMC kind of a programming, we bring that particular expectation to your curriculum, and we create advanced labs, and with the best of the faculty with with that flavor of developing skills in you are associated with you. We think about careers, thus you're going to have quite a lot of industrial visits, and we have center of excellences from the companies like Siemens, Texas Instruments, Intel, Google, Amazon, and whatnot. You'll be going to these center of excellences, understanding where the industry is presently there in form of technology, and you'll be interacting with a lot of experts coming from the industry. The outcomes primarily of all that, the skills are being imbibed at a very early stage. These skills are being honed. These skills are being actually given through industrial visits, center of excellences, advanced labs, and bringing the present industry expectation into the curricula. Students of diploma or students who started early, they make a lot of projects, lot of projects, and these projects are showcased not just simply in the internal showcasing events, but onto the national events or international events. These students, they participate. one of the examples or some of the examples of what students of diploma, the students of diploma engineering from mechanical, from electronics, from computer science, they came together with the undergraduate students and they created an autonomous solar bus, a bus which runs on solar power and is autonomous. It is driverless. Now, this is the power, or this is the true form where the technology is moving into the next direction. It's a transdisciplinary form wherein multiple disciplines they participate to create a solution, and it is multiple tiers or multiple level of people who are participating. The postgraduate students, the undergraduate students, and the diploma students, they team up to make solutions or make success stories like this. Another success story is that students from maybe diploma, undergraduate, postgraduate, from computer science for computer vision, from electronics for drone technology, for mechanical for stability and equilibrium balancing kind of thing, have created a farmer drone. Now this drone can carry weedicide, has got a camera, so that camera looks to the weeds only and sprinkle the weedicide at the weeds only. These are one or two of the many such kind of wonderful innovations which students who have started earlier. Now, by the time your fellow schoolmates they come out of their class 12th, by the time you might have participated in a lot of projects like this and might have created wonders out of it, innovated wonders out of it. So the cut above the rest in LPU would always be that we'll let you learn by doing. We'll let you do a lot of projects, a lot of workshops, a lot of projects, a lot of experiential learning. We'll let you explore the transdisciplinary domain. Even if you've taken admission in computer science diploma, you'll be exposed, or you'll be asked to move along with agriculture, BSc agriculture students, and plan solutions for them along with maybe your electronics undergraduate student or mechanical postgraduate students. Why not? We'll let you participate in a lot of international events so that you understand where the technology is moving ahead, where the world is moving ahead, where the industry is moving ahead. And we'll let you build skills that are futuristic. We will foresee, or we'll sitting with the industry, we'll foresee where the technology is shifting, and we'll bring those skills for you. So we are going to co-create magic together. I welcome you to this world of Think Big. I'm open for any kind of question and answer. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your vision with our attendees. And sir, now we have few queries from our attendees. So with your permission, can we take up those queries, sir?
Sure.
So, sir, there is a student named Shubhendu. He wants to know that which route is good for career if he wants to see his future as an engineer. Is it diploma or he goes for plus two?
See, as I've already mentioned, that if you plan to move on to the diploma, you'll always stay ahead in the curve, because you'll always have 2 additional years of skills being instilled in you. So it is always preferable to start early and stay ahead and get more skills than anybody else, maybe around you.
Obviously, sir. Education is the foundation and learning is the creativity, leads to creativity. Of course, sir. So we'll take up next query. So this is from Megha. She wants to know if she estimates jobs, what kind of roles she can get after the completion of diploma in civil engineering in any industry.
See, in government frameworks, you can be junior engineers to begin with, who can rise up to maybe superintending engineer or executive engineers kind of thing. In industry also, you can be a shop floor in charge. You can be you can rise up to even manager level. I was talking to the industry, and they say that they always prefer diploma students because they have better skills and they take up the production in a better way and rise up to the level of general managers very easily. So we'll begin with, DET, Diploma Engineer Trainee, or maybe if you are into computer science, if you are into civil engineering, you'll be starting up with Diploma Engineer Trainee, DETs. But sky's the limit.
Thank you,
If
sir.
I may,
Mr.
if I may
Ashutosh
just
is on advisory board of our School of Civil Engineering. So, sir, would you like to add something?
so I firstly thank you so much, sir, for enlightening everybody and me also. You really addressed the topic in a very structured fashion. Now, but what I want to say here is, sir, is very industry earlier also and now also looks for practicality. Now, what happens here is if the student starts early, right? Gone are the days where you were master of all. It's an age of specialization. Now, if you don't start early, when do you specialize? You're going to be in that race of trying to gather a lot of information and yet not know where to go with it. So I feel that skills bring in specialization. The faster you can identify your core interest area. How do you do that? If you take this up 11, then you are actually not formulating ideas in your mind, but actually learning about those ideas and saying that yes, the intent of the program you want to utilize the knowledge, right? So there are so many aspects like out that you need to identify some of those things.
Mr. Mahajan, your voice is cracking a little. It's actually.
So your signal is not stagnant, I believe. So there's some kind of internet connected issue from your end. No, sir, we are unable to listen to you, sir.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was trying to put across is that if you don't start early, you will really not be able to write. Coming back to that question, whether doing diploma or doing engineering or whether you start in 11th or not, my thought in this is that most of the larger corporations like people who have hands-on experience. Gone are the days when MBA was preferred after graduation. Now, if you wanted to do MBA, they want you to first have a 2 to 3 years experience and then they want you to go do some part of the MBA. Right? Nowadays, we specialize in topics like marketing and finance. You no longer specialize in marketing and finance. Now you specialize in an aspect of marketing. Similarly, now is the right time in engineering to know what aspect of mechanical engineering do you really want to specialize. And if you don't start in 11, then I actually feel that you will be a master of all the trades, but jack of all trades, but not go on to become the master of anything. So I firmly believe this is a very good process. It also gives a child who really wants to pursue in engineering now, 5 years, you get a lot of practical experience, and you would really come out as a total engineer. Otherwise, today what is happening is, theoretically, students have all the information that they need, but practically there is a lot that is missing. So I think this concept of starting early will be the right way moving forward. I'm going to stop. We can take some questions, and then I can come back in very, very quick.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have another question from Gurmahesh. She wants to know that in which sector a diploma mechanical engineer can work after the course.
Diploma mechanical engineers.
Yes, sir. Diploma mechanical
All right.
engineer.
You can work in any of the sectors actually, starting from aerospace to automobile to any of the projects. You can work in any of the sectors. You're open. You're open. Airlines, aerospace, automobile, maybe railways, then all sectors you can work.
Ashutosh, sir, would you like to add something to this? Ashutosh, can you hear me? All right. Okay, so there's some kind of network issue on his end. All right, so we move to the next question. There is another question from Suman. She wants to know that can a diploma student work as a diesel mechanic?
Work as a?
Diesel mechanic.
Oh, why not? Why not? If you do your automobile courses fairly very well, you can. Because again, I'll talk about the same thing. You are better skilled than anybody else around you.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take up last but not the least question. So there is a question from Karanvi. He wants to know that keeping in mind the diploma is not equivalent to degree, is it critical to go for diploma?
There's nothing called as critical if you're pursuing an education. There's nothing critical here. If you decide, as I've been always talking about, and Ashutosh ji also seconded that particular thing, that you're going to start early. Forget about whether you are into diploma or something like that. Then you can move on to your graduation. Maybe what generally people do with diploma is that they do diploma, work in the industry, get themselves strong into their conceptual, procedural, functional, and more skilled kind of thing, and then they actually switch over and complete their graduation. You can get admission to lateral entry scheme, which would let you do a degree of 4 years and 3 years.
Thank you so much, sir. So Ashutosh, sir, would you like to advise the attendees on this?
Yeah, sure. My call is, I know a lot many industries I could name offhand. You can pick up the top 10 industries in India, top 10 big industrial houses from L&T down to Hindustan Unilevers to JCB to any one of them. Now they have diploma holders going in as a principal, as Lavirath said, that they're the ones who are groomed to go on to become shop floor in charge, and then the companies award them by way of sending them out for higher education. That is when the skill set that is required for that person to pursue the line that he's taken, you go in and do specifics in that, right? So there is no question to this aspect that I don't see any flaw in the diploma system. On the contrary, with the new startup age that we are all in, what better time to be able to get in at the stage of 11. Everybody, kids are writing at the age of 6th, 7th grade, they started writing software now. So, the codes are being written, cracked. If you don't get into this at the 11th stage, then you will actually miss out. Now, the education system is giving you the chance to possibly try it yourself. You'll get an ecosystem where you will coexist with people with various views to give you an idea that yes, this is how you can whether move forward or not. Otherwise, it's always a land of dreams. You can keep thinking, sleeping over it, and nothing will happen. But if you decide to go this route, I think it makes a lot of sense. And let me try and say this: no idea, no singular person can succeed. The faster you learn this to coexist, the better it will be. So I really love this idea of what Dr. Lavaraji is saying, that you will mingle with the other groups, the other core areas that people are pursuing. Now that is where I think the beauty of this program will be. You're not just sticking to the a diploma in civil engineering, and you're not just going to have to know that, okay, I know how to use a theodolite. Um, Thanks to Dr. Laviraj and his team, there was a set of 2 civil engineers who very recently did a solar project at our plant. And I'm sure if you really ask them, being civil engineers, they actually went on to do the entire project. Now, that is what I like about the systems here at Lovely University. So I feel that the curriculum is being designed where you will learn more about what you want to do and then take it forward. So that's what I feel, that this is, you should not don't get carried away by diploma. Okay. For your information, in the earlier part, Masters in Business Administration was actually not a degree course. Half the world did not know about it. But because it was a concept of studying case studies and case studies, that's why it became so popular. That's exactly, I think, what is being done now with the engineering side, which is a very, very welcome change. So,
Thank you
would you
so
like
much.
to add to that?
Yeah, just an information that we are running a degree program for more than 30 people from L&T. L&T has sponsored their degree program, and now they are doing their degree while they are working also. So as Ashutosh ji mentioned, that companies are now opening up and they are letting improvise their uh, em employees skills and degree both.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Ashutosh Ji. I can relate a phrase to what you have said, that Rome is not built in a day. So, thank you so much, sir, for giving your valuable time. Thank you, Dr. Lavira Gupta, sir, for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And last, before we move on to our admission expert, Mr. Ashutosh Mahajan, would you like to advise something to our prospective students, those who are about to join a university?
I would wish them well. They've taken a right decision to start with the diploma program, if that's the decision that they've taken, irrespective of whether it's starting with diploma or with the engineering straight. I would just say, learn to coexist. Don't try and be uh, you know just in your course particular. You need to understand what are the other aspects that make the entire project come through. And above all, I feel specialization is the way forward. But having a holistic approach is what the need of the hour is. And practical aspects of what you're doing is the most important. If somehow we could come to a system where study for 3 months and work for 3 months, and if that is the kind of curriculum that can come about, I feel that will be the best way to move forward. So even if you don't get 3 months of official work experience, please go out, work on your own, experiment on your own. And what better thing, LPU has amazing labs that you can go and experiment with. And I understand from sir that you can go and experiment in a lab that you're not associated with. What better way to learn than that? So I wish everyone all the very best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious words. And now we will quickly move to our admission expert, Ms. Rachna Bajaj. So over to you, ma'am, for the admission part of the university.
So good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing fine and safe at your home. So I'll be just quickly sharing the glimpse of the university which you will be joining this year or most probably in the coming years. So first up in the list, we have LPU creating history when 12 out of 13 LPU students won Olympic medals and brought laurels to India. Moving ahead with the campus life and exposure offered, as a student, make sure that you enjoy your campus life and gain as much as exposure you can. And if I talk about LPU students have got ample of opportunities to interact with Nobel laureates and participate not just in national but international level events as well. So I'll be just quickly showing you the glimpse of few of the events. First up in the list, we have 106th Indian Science Congress with the focal theme Future India, Science and Technology, which was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. We also had Nobel laureate Dalai Lama ji for the 5th convocation at LPU. Former President of India, late Shri Pranab Mukherjee for the convocation twice at LPU. Late Shri Arun Jaitley ji for the inauguration of LPU Startup School. Some familiar faces, Gaur Gopal Das ji, a motivational speaker and a life coach. He interacted with the students and guided them about life. Moving ahead with some of the heartthrobs, we had Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika Padukone, we had Sonam Kapoor. We also conducted folk studio at LPU for our students. MS Dhoni was here at campus and several others. So now let's move ahead with the infrastructure. You will be making several memories and learning so much in these classrooms, in these laboratories or auditoriums. I'll just quickly take you inside the infrastructure which is offered to our students at campus. So this is an inside view of our iMac lab, an inside view of our Google lab, our 4-storied central library with approximately 20 lakh books, and not just this, students also have access to these books in online mode as well. An outside view of our amphitheater. LPU has 2 to 3 amphitheaters where several Nukkad Natak, theater arts, skits take place. An inside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal Indoor Auditorium with a capacity of 2,500 audience, being the largest in this region. My favorite place, our university mall. Let's take you inside this mall. It has all the basic facilities, be it related to courier facilities, stationery, dining area, dominoes, and several others. Apart academics, we want our students to enjoy their academic life. And for this, we have bowling area and other games facilities available inside the university mall, a gymnasium, 24-hour facility of university hospital inside the campus, be it related to eye specialist, physiotherapist, general wards, chemist shop or others. So this is an outside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal Indoor Stadium, which has several sports facilities like a proper Olympic level swimming pool, 10 to 12 badminton courts for our students, shooting area, a beautiful picture clicked by one of our students, and a mesmerizing night view of our university hostels. So now let's move ahead with another important aspect of today's conversation, that is the fees, scholarship, and how you can apply for it. So what you have to do is just simply visit our website, which is www.lpu.in. And on the top, you can see the icon of admissions, where we have segregated all the programs after 10th programs, if you want to apply for diploma, after 12th, after graduation, and after post-graduation. So as we have students seeking admission in diploma programs, just click on after 10th, and all the disciplines which are available under diploma will be available right in front of you. So I'll just click on engineering, and here we have CSE, ECE, mechanical, be it related to EE or civil engineering. So I'll just click on CSE, diplomas, computer science and engineering, which is a 3 years program with total 6 semesters. And if you scroll down, you can see the eligibility, which clearly states that students should score minimum 50% in 10th with mathematics, science, and English as a compulsory subject. Moving ahead, we can go through the rankings, the curriculum for next 3 years with the department electives, which will be offered to you. And here comes the important part, the monetary aspect. Although the without scholarship fees for this program goes 50,000 per semester, but we have different categories on the basis of which you can avail scholarship benefits. Let's say if you have scored between 80 to 89.9% in your 10th, you will directly fall in category 3, that is of 35%, and your fees will be reduced to 32,500 per semester. In case if you score better, you score between 90 to 94.9% in your 10th, you will fall in category 2, that is of 45%, and your fees will be reduced to 27,500 per semester. And if you score 95% or above in your 10th, you will directly fall in category 1, that is of 55%, and your fees will be reduced to 22,500 from 50,000. In case you couldn't score well in your 10th, you have LP NEST exam for scholarship purposes. You can apply for it. As you can see that this test will be for 90 marks, and this is the cutoff mentioned accordingly. So once you scroll down, we have listed some other scholarships as well. Scholarship based on innovation, startup and entrepreneurship. Scholarship on the basis of sports, cultural, R&D, co-curricular, social service and bravery awards. And scholarship for toppers of education board in case if you fall in the merit list of 2022. So in case if you have any such achievements, make sure that you share your details with us on our email ID, which is admissions@lpu.co.in. Further, we have some financial aid for need-based, financial aid for serving retired defense, CAPF, paramilitary personnel and their dependents, for orphans and person with certain disability. So in case if you have any such notes, any such near ones, you can share such information with them. So I'll wind up with one more important thing, the important dates. As you can see that the last date to take admission in this program with the maximum scholarship benefit is 30th June 2022. And accordingly, we have mentioned the dates to apply for LP NEST if you want to avail the scholarship benefit. In case if you have any queries, feel free to get in touch with us. We have listed our helpline numbers on the right side of the screen, the live video counseling icon, schedule a call icon. Our WhatsApp team is available for you. And once you scroll down, you can see our helpline numbers as well. So I suppose I have covered majority of the details, Ruby ma'am. The screen is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the detailed information about the admission part. So with this, we conclude today's webinar, which was on the topic benefits of opting and generate after 10th. So experts, thank you so much. Your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produce one of the most wonderful evening for all the attendees. So on behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I would like to thank you for your insightful presentation, and hopefully the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided to take better decisions regarding admission. And attendees, thank you so much. I enjoyed bringing this session to you, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much. So until next time, Ruby Gill, sign off. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Please take care. Thank you, Ashkoshi, for joining.
Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Thank you.